This is Christina from Two Crochet Hooks and my camera woman Millie, my mother. And we're here to talk to you today about some accoutrements that you need for crocheting. You have a variety of needles from very small to very big. They start with numbers, and then many of them are also labeled with letters. So we have F all the way up to P. Lots of sizes to choose from. Your pattern will generally tell you what size hook to use. If you don't have a pattern, check your knitting or your yarn labels to know what size hook is best to use with that yarn. This here is a Tunisian crochet hook. It is for Tunisian crochet. It's kind of like knitting with only one hook. These are yarn needles. They're kind of bendy plastic. They're good for tucking tails. This is a row counter. You can stick it right on the end of most crochet hooks. If it's too big, you can't really do that. You can stick it right on the end of your crochet hook. It's actually for knitting needles, but I like it just the same. It'll help you keep track of rows as you're crocheting. This is what I used to use as a stitch marker. Unfortunately, these circle parts of the ends get stuck in the yarn. So I made these out of eye hooks and little charms. They're very easy to make, very cheap to make. Make several because you need lots of them. Huh? Oh, it's to keep track of where you're at in a pattern, and also sometimes you need a mark. Like when something's coming up, you can mark where it is so that you can find it easier as you're getting through the pattern. It can mark ends of rows, beginning of rows, and pattern changes. This is a pom-pom maker. You stick each color is a different size. You stick the two sides together. You wrap your yarn and trim it. They all come with instructions. You can actually make your own out of cardboard. There's lots of instructions online on how to do that. This is a row counting bracelet. You count each row. Each one of these counts as 1, and each one of these counts as 10. So that as you go, you change the counts. I actually got this on Etsy. It's very handy. A measuring tape. This is particularly good for doing your gauge swatches. You should do your gauge swatches to make sure that your pattern comes out the same as the pattern that you're following. And I always like to have a notebook and a pen handy to track down any changes I might make to the pattern, or if I'm making my own pattern, and just to keep track of where I'm at so that if I lay it down and come back later, I'll know what I was doing. So these are some of the different things that you can use. I'm sure there's countless more out there, but this will definitely get you started.